Okay. B2 is kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie. There's some pretty girls there. I even saw Liam spinning some pickup lines, getting some pretty girls. We as men know what we like. Like, we see a billboard on the way to Branson, we see a pretty girl on it, we don't just glance at it. You go back for a second look. It's not like I'm committing adultery or even cheating on my wife. We all do it. Like, the cute girl walks by at you, and you glance back for the second look, or even a third or fourth look. It can't be that bad, or is it? Jesus said, anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Lust is like a cancer. It begins innocently looking at a woman and glancing at that billboard or taking that second look. It evolves into an addiction. Before you know it, if not treated properly, it consumes your life. It's hard to cut lust out. In today's world, it's everywhere. It's all over social media and TV. But adultery does not just happen. It starts with sprinkles of lust growing in your heart. Nowadays, you can find anything on your phone. Like Dockery and Garland stated in their book, a person might harbor lust and consider himself righteous simply because he has refrained from following through. But that may only mean the opportunity has never presented itself for him to fulfill his lust. One of the most powerful forms of lust is pornography. Some people use pornography as a temporary fix for their lust. It gives them a short amount of satisfaction but long-term damage. Pornography affects both how you look at people and your brain. But it's considered by many people to be virtual adultery. There was a study once done that showed that a brain that's addicted to porn long-term is almost identical to a brain that's addicted to heroin. Both porn and heroin affect your brain by flooding it with dopamine. When you watch an excessive amount of porn, you lose your respect for women, your dignity, and you look at women as objects. Like, lust is so easy. It's universal. Maybe we should just give up. Do we just throw ourselves at God's grace and hope He forgives us? No, you don't. So this is why we must fortify our hearts from these exposures of lust to any extreme. Jesus was very serious about this type of sin. He states in Matthew 5:29-30, if your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It's better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. And if your right eye causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It's better for you to lose one part of your body and then your whole body to go to hell. A lot of people discuss what Jesus really means. If we truly did what He says, every man would be blind and without hands. This is why Jesus can't be literal. But lust is just as dramatic as the literal meaning. So it requires a surgery, a spiritual surgery. Something must be cut out. The cancer has to be removed. It's a surgery of the eyes. But what does that mean in our lives? Job mentioned the same thing in Job 31, verse 1. I made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a girl. This is how serious Job was about a sin. Maybe today you can make a covenant with your eyes. A covenant that you will not look lustfully at women. But what does it look like? One way you can take this covenant seriously, you can bounce your eyes. You keep your eyes off those things that feeds your lust. When that hot girl walks by, just distract yourself and count the panels on the ceiling. Or starve your eyes. You just resist the urge to go to that website and imagine that girl, or even imagine that girl. Be willing to push away all causes of lust at any extent. So with the conclusion, I feel like most of us have watched Shrek. So when Donkey had to try to cross the bridge, first he started off like, no way in the world, I can't do that. And then he did it one time, and he was like, okay, it's not that bad. And then he did it again, and again, and again. So you start off with just saying no way in the world, and then it grows into just becomes second nature. That can also be tied back into lust. So after you repent for a long time and you don't look at them lustfully, you see it, just say, a half-naked person on YouTube or TikTok, and you start off and you're like, heck no way. And then you see another and you're like, you know what, it's not that bad. Just one time won't hurt. And you do it again and again and again, and then you're back to being addicted.